Brutalist architecture, a style often associated with cold, dystopian landscapes, is actually an embodiment of a utopian vision. Surprised? Yes, it's true. When we think of brutalism, we're inclined to imagine stark, imposing edifices of raw concrete. Yet, there's an unexpected beauty to this architectural style that often goes unnoticed. Let's start by dispelling some common misconceptions. Brutalist architecture isn't cold or uninviting. On the contrary, it's a style that celebrates honesty, integrity, and the raw beauty of its materials. It's an architectural language that speaks volumes without the need for ornamentation. Picture a brutalist building in your mind. It's probably a monolithic structure built largely of unpainted concrete. Brutalist architecture is often characterized by its use of béton brut, a French term for raw concrete. This rawness, this honesty of material, is a key element of the brutalist aesthetic. It's a celebration of the inherent beauty of concrete, of its strength and durability. But brutalism isn't just about concrete. It's also about structure and form. Brutalist buildings often feature repetitive modular elements, a reflection of the modernist principles of functionality and efficiency. There's a certain rhythm to these repeating patterns, a harmony that emerges from the deliberate repetition of shapes and forms. And yet, despite its emphasis on functionality and efficiency, brutalism isn't devoid of artistic expression. Take a closer look at a brutalist building, and you'll find a wealth of detail in the texture of the concrete, in the play of light and shadow, in the bold sculptural forms. Brutalist architecture isn't just about creating buildings, it's about creating works of art. So the next time you see a concrete building, don't be too quick to judge. It might just be a brutalist masterpiece. It might be a testament to the vision of an architect who saw beauty in rawness, who saw potential in concrete, who dared to challenge conventional notions of aesthetics. Brutalist architecture is more than just concrete structures. It's a bold statement, a celebration of honesty and integrity, a testament to the power of design. So the next time you see a concrete building, don't be too quick to judge. It might just be a brutalist masterpiece. Brutalism, contrary to its harsh-sounding name, derives its name from the French term béton brut, meaning raw concrete. This architectural term may sound unforgiving, but it's more than just a concrete jungle. It's a testament to the adaptability and resilience of architecture. Born in the aftermath of World War II, brutalism was a response to the need for practical, affordable, and straightforward architecture. With cities across Europe in ruins, there was an urgent need for large-scale reconstruction. At the same time, there was a desire to break from the past and forge a new architectural language, one that reflected the realities of the post-war world. This is where brutalism found its footing. A child of modernism, it embraced the principles of honesty in structure and material. A brutalist building is a no-nonsense structure where what you see is what you get. The raw, unfinished concrete, the béton brut, was not only economical and easy to work with, but it also symbolized the honesty and functionality that brutalism aspired to. Now let's talk about the architects who championed this style. Le Corbusier, a Swiss-French architect, was one of the pioneers. His Unité d'habitation in Marseille, built in the late 40s, is often cited as the first brutalist building. It's a residential complex that embodies the brutalist ethos of functionality and honesty. Then there was the British architect Peter Smithson, who along with his wife Alison, designed the Robin Hood Gardens in London. This housing estate, completed in the early 70s, was another bold statement of brutalism. And we cannot forget Paul Rudolph, an American architect who designed the Yale Art and Architecture Building. His design was a complex interplay of concrete forms, creating a dynamic and engaging space. In essence, brutalism was an architectural movement born out of necessity, efficiency, and the desire for honesty in design. It was a style that embraced the rawness of its materials and was unafraid to show its structural bones. Brutalism, born out of necessity and efficiency, emerged as an architectural style that was unapologetically raw and truthful. Brutalism was more than just an architectural style, it was a concrete revolution. With its raw, unpretentious, and bold aesthetic, brutalism challenged the norms of architecture in the mid-20th century during its peak years in the 1960s and 70s. This movement was not just about designing buildings, it was about sending a message. Brutalist architects sought to create structures that were honest in their use of materials, primarily concrete. They celebrated the rawness of this material, leaving it exposed to highlight its inherent beauty. This was a stark departure from the ornate and decorative styles of the past. Brutalist buildings were not just structures, they were symbols. They signified a new forward-thinking era, an era where functionality and honesty in design were valued above all else. This was a time of change, a time of progress, and these buildings with their bold and uncompromising design stood as testaments to this evolution. Brutalism found its way into institutional and governmental buildings. Schools, universities, libraries, and town halls were built in the Brutalist style, their monumental and imposing structures serving as a physical embodiment of the authority and power of these institutions. They were designed to be functional, yet their stark and imposing designs often elicited strong reactions, both positive and negative. But Brutalism was not just about power and authority, it was also about community. Many Brutalist buildings were designed with the aim of fostering a sense of community. Housing complexes, for instance, were designed with shared spaces to encourage interaction among residents. In essence, Brutalism was a movement that sought to strip architecture down to its bare essentials, to focus on function over form. It was a movement that challenged norms and pushed boundaries that dared to be different. The concrete revolution, as Brutalism is often called, changed the face of cities and shaped our built environment in ways we still see today. It left an indelible mark on architecture, a legacy of boldness, honesty, and functionality that continues to be felt and appreciated in the modern world. Brutalism today stands at a crossroad, reviled by some, revered by others. This architectural style, born from the post-war era, continues to spark intense debates in the 21st century. On one hand, Brutalism is often criticized for its stark, imposing structures. Detractors regard it as a harsh reminder of a bygone era, its large concrete form seen as an eyesore that disrupts the urban landscape. They argue that these buildings, often associated with social housing and government institutions, carry a heavy socio-political baggage that is no longer relevant in today's world. Yet on the other hand, there's a growing appreciation for Brutalism's raw aesthetic and architectural honesty. Proponents of Brutalism champion it as a symbol of an era where architecture was not just about aesthetics, but about fulfilling a societal need. They admire the unpretentiousness of its exposed concrete and the boldness of its geometric forms, seeing beauty in its raw, unadorned surfaces. This dichotomy of opinion has led to a fascinating tug-of-war when it comes to the preservation of Brutalist structures. Several iconic Brutalist buildings have faced the threat of demolition, stirring up passionate debates about their cultural and architectural value. The fight for preservation is often a difficult one, as it involves balancing the need for urban development with the desire to preserve architectural history. Yet, these efforts are crucial in ensuring that future generations can engage with and learn from these architectural marvels. Despite the controversy surrounding it, Brutalism has undeniably left its mark on the architectural landscape. The style has seen a resurgence in recent years, with architects and designers drawing inspiration from its principles of honesty, functionality, and boldness. As we stand at this crossroad, it's clear that Brutalism continues to inspire, provoke, and challenge our perceptions of what architecture can and should be. The debate around Brutalism is a testament to its enduring influence and its ability to stir strong emotions, reflecting the power of architecture to shape our experiences and perceptions of the world around us. Whether you love it or hate it, Brutalism undeniably holds a significant place in architectural history. The legacy of Brutalism endures, influencing architects and designers even today. This architectural style, born out of post-war necessity and a desire for raw honesty, has left an indelible mark on our built environment. Brutalism's bold, unapologetic forms and its celebration of materiality and structure continue to inspire and provoke. In recent years, we've seen a resurgence of interest in Brutalism. It's as if the world is rediscovering the unique charm and power of this once reviled style. From the imposing concrete towers in our cityscapes to the ruggedly beautiful public buildings, Brutalism's presence is felt and appreciated anew. The influence of Brutalism isn't confined to the realm of architecture. It has permeated into other design disciplines, from furniture design to graphic design, and even digital design. The principles of Brutalism, honesty in material and form, functionality over ornamentation, and a certain audaciousness have found resonance with a new generation of designers. Perhaps it's the style's raw, unfiltered aesthetic that appeals to a world weary of the polished and the preened. Or maybe it's the way Brutalism challenges us, asking us to see beauty not in decoration but in truth and integrity. Whatever the reasons, Brutalism has found its way into the zeitgeist, appearing in everything from fashion editorials to blockbuster films. And so, the legacy of brutalism endures. It continues to influence and inspire, challenging our perceptions of what beauty in architecture and design can be. Amidst changing trends and tastes, brutalism stands firm, a testament to the enduring power of honesty, functionality, and audacity in design. As we look around, we see brutalism not as a relic of the past, but as a vibrant, living part of our present, and perhaps even a part of our future. Brutalism, with its raw honesty and bold aesthetics, continues to captivate us, making us see the beauty in the brutal.